This is Python's Paradise. This is your host, Greg Gilbert, aka the Python Hyena, straight out of Fredericton, New Brunswick, Canada. And if you're watching me here today, Happy New Year's 2023. It is January 1st. And if you're watching me on here, no, I'm not sitting out in the middle of a grass field. I just had so many people say, your apartment's a mess, Python. And I'm like, yeah, but it is real. But I'm like, okay. And I don't want to show a blank wall behind me. And I'm like, okay, I got brass background behind me. I'm sure if somebody's really stoned or drunk, they'll think I'm out in the middle of a field somewhere. But nonetheless, folks, I have my first guest of 2023 on the show today. And he was on last year. And I'm happy to have him back this year. He is the creator of, I'm hoping the future, Flower City Butcher. Folks, I give you the often controversial, always intriguing, always fun, Anthony Caimano. How do you do, Anthony?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. You know what? I want to start off because I know you've been a figure of controversy. And I've stayed out of that because you've had my back, with situations with me and 13 fanboy there last year and whatnot. But I want to offer my apologies to you because I know I got caught in a situation where I was asked to make a choice and I didn't want to make that choice. And I know you and I have talked about that. And so I'm offering that apology to you right now, and thank you for coming on here. And even though I would have deserved it, thank you for not thinking ill of me. I appreciate it.
No, thanks for having me back on. I enjoyed it the last time I was on the show, and we've gone live together before, and we always have fun. So, I wanted to come back on the show as soon as possible, and I hope to be back on next year. And
Oh yeah, I'll have you
yeah,
back. I'll have you back. You know what's funny? That video recording that had me, you, and Scotty. I'm glad that somebody out there still has that.
yeah,
The one
yeah.
that says I'm a stalker and that you support celebrity stalking. You know that asshole.
Yeah, yeah. We've I've had a lot of
Brad
things said about me.
Fanjoy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
guess he's mad at me.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll get a kick out of this one too. I'm sure.
Look, you know what? I think the guy's talented, but it's like, you know what? When I get accused of calling somebody 22 times when I can fucking prove I didn't. Phone records, folks. When I hear shit like that and he makes these cracks at you that refer to me because he doesn't have the
Right.
balls to say it to me because he's a fucking coward. Well, I I don't have time for that, you know?
I can tell that this is going to be a good interview too. It's starting it's starting off the right way, I think.
You know what? I I have my flaws like everybody, but I am a good guy. And I'm going to tell
Yeah.
you, as far as
Yep.
13 fanboy goes, I am honored that there are people involved in that movie that still like me. Tony
Yeah.
Benedetto come on my show. He said he doesn't care about all that gossip. He knows I'm a good guy. Tracy Savage come on Boxing Day. She knows I'm a good guy, you know? She come on a fourth time. So not everybody was buying into the corruption that I'm this horrible person. I'm the most horrible person since Hitler and Stalin put together.
Yeah, no,
According to them, I'm Hitler, Stalin, Bin Laden, I'm all of them wrapped in one. I'm just this horrible person sitting here in the grasslands.
Uh, yeah, no, I've heard a lot of stupid things about myself and about you, and I'm like, oh God, so it's so crazy. Like I support celebrity stalking. Like, why would I support any stalking?
Oh yeah.
It's just stupid.
I was told I called Judy Aronson 22 times. Okay, where's the cops? Or maybe this is a rare case of somebody being really, really patient. And maybe it takes 23.
I was gonna say I think we counted and it was 23.
You know, that movie
Yeah,
Jim
yeah,
Carrey did, the number 23, that was his breaking
yeah.
point number,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, she's gonna pick up one of these times. No,
Yeah.
we don't support celebrity stalking.
And it's funny, I got that info from the late, wonderful Ted White. And this is always brushed under the mat, you know? They like to make it look like I just used my stalker tendencies to dig all this up.
Yeah.
No, it's right in the interview with Ted White, but they like to whitewash over that because, it doesn't make me look evil enough.
It's not fun. It's not
Yeah.
not enough joy in it.
It's funny because when I called Kane Hodder, left a message and I told him who I was, where I got his info, and all this. Never heard back. That's fine. But you notice
Right,
I didn't get the headache back on him.
right, right. Yeah, because it's ridiculous. You put feelers out there, and if they don't respond, you move
I,
on.
I didn't
Maybe you send a follow-up message, but that's about it.
I didn't have a Kane Hodder on the other end going, I'm his cousin,
Right, right.
like somebody else did.
Right.
Yeah. I said my New Year's resolution was I would not trash the 13 fanboy thing anymore, but fuck, it's so much fucking fun. Because
Yeah, I
when I
wasn't
stop and think about this, it's so fucking stupid.
I wasn't expecting it. But yeah, I actually ended up watching the movie. I tagged you in a post where I was sitting there and I finally saw it because it's on Tubi for free. Anyone out there? And it's not good. I didn't I didn't enjoy it. I saw it. You popped up in the credits, and so I took a screenshot of that. And I saw Troy Elke's name on a badge in the movie. Those were my favorite parts.
You know what? I'll be frank. I liked the movie. I just wish
Okay.
I could have saw on the fucking big screen instead of on YouTube. And the last time I interviewed Debbie Sue Voorhees, she said that it wasn't on YouTube, and I said, "Yes, it is. I paid $6.99 to see it on YouTube. Of course it is." So that flew under the radar. But I would have preferred to see it on a movie screen, maybe in Toronto. But you know,
friend of
but
mine paid a friend of mine paid $30 for a DVD, and it was like on Tubi, not long after. It's like, well, you try to support the campaign, but then it's they put it up on Tubi for free anyway. So
well, I did like the movie. There's a lot of stuff in it that I can really say I applaud, and I interviewed a lot of good people from that film. I interviewed a
mhm.
lot of people from that film that turned out to be full of shit. And but I'm glad to know that there's a lot of people still like me from that film and don't buy all the crap. And including filmmakers that weren't involved with it that know about it. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, but no, that little online thing that everybody, I find it funny. They wanted it taken down where you went live and had Scotty, and then I come on there and this came up. I find it funny. Like I don't have a copy of it anymore, but yet this guy does.
Yeah. No, he'll post it whenever he gets the chance. I don't know if he has the full thing or not, but he definitely, he's posted clips before. He leaves them in comments whenever I post something on Facebook that he sees, which is often. He's quick to post the video, and I'm like, I don't know if it's meant to make me look bad, but whenever I see it, I'm like, yeah, well, I still stand by what I said in the video, Jason. Like it doesn't change anything for me. And we reached out to Debbie Sue to have her on the show too. For the audience, I do a show on Friday nights. So we reached out to have Debbie Sue on the show because I thought it would be fun. I thought people would want to see, what happens there. But it's something to look forward to. Maybe we'll do that at some point. She
Did
was
you reach out
busy at the
or?
time. Yeah, I had the producer send an email to her, and she said she would do it, but we just had to wait until the New Year. So now that it's New Year's, Happy New Year's, maybe she'll come on the show, and we'll it should be a
Well, here's
blast, I'm
one thing
sure.
I'm going to say. I've lightened up a lot on Debbie Sue based on one thing. I mean, she did fuck up with the screenshot thing. She fucked up there, but I'm willing to lay off her based on the fact that I got an email from her because you see, I mean, this has come from various people, whether it be Jason Bradford, Christopher Norris, or Jeepers, Vincent DeSante even bought into this fucking shit. You know, of
Right.
yeah, uh, you were responsible for a screening of 13th Fanboy was canceled in Blairstown, New Jersey because of your actions.
Did he have anything to do with that movie?
Who?
Vincent?
Oh yeah, Vincent's in it.
Oh, okay.
He wouldn't do my show again because he bought into this fucking bullshit.
I don't know him, but I think he does a good job with the
Oh,
Never
I
Hike
think he
Alone
does
stuff.
too. I think he does a great
Yeah,
job. I think
yeah,
a Never Hike Alone's better than most of the Friday the 13th films.
yeah.
It
Agreed.
looks,
Yeah, he does a great job.
but I mean, he bought into the shit. And because Debbie Sue was in that fifth fucking film, she's obviously right. I'm wrong. Of course, I'm wrong. You know.
Right, right.
I mean, if she said that I was responsible for 9/11, they believe it.
I knew there was something up with this Greg guy.
Yeah. If she said that I'm the reason COVID happened, they believe it. I believe most of them. I'm not saying Vincent DeSante, but I do believe most of them are that fucking stupid.
Greg's the reason for poverty.
Yep. But I kept getting this. I'm the reason. Apparently, I was told that they were afraid I was going to show up. I don't have a
Huh.
passport. I'm working on getting one, but not for that.
I was gonna say fair warning, guys. He's gonna get one.
Well, you know what? I have done a couple of cons with Lisa Langlois from class of 1984. It was a friend of mine, and if she does, and she's the one that suggested I do the passport so I can do more with her, maybe in the States. I'm slowly working on that, but nonetheless, um, this was coming back to me, and I don't know where that fucking rumor came from, but if I can't get to a screening here, I'm not going to go to Blairstown to a fucking screening. But nonetheless, I mentioned it to Debbie Sue in an email, and I got a response. She said, and I got the email for proof, just in case Jason needs a proof. Quote, nothing was canceled because of me. And by the way, this Blairstown screening that was apparently canceled because of my actions, and I sent this to Scotty, I sent this to Orlando. That screening not only went on, But you got people like Vincent DeSante and Christopher Norris and people like that sitting there at it doing a Q&A. I'm sorry, stuff like that kind of pisses me off. In an amusing sort of way, pisses me off. But you know what? I don't care. If they don't want to see me, don't show up at the cons I'm at. I do
Right.
Horrorama and Frightmare at the Falls. Stay the fuck away.
So
That's all
you
I'll say about that.
so do you set up tables there, or do you
No,
do interviews there?
I have.
Yeah.
I assisted Lisa at Horrorama because she invited me to my first one. And by the way, Tom Matthews was at both of them. He doesn't buy any of this shit about me, and he's been on my show 3 times. He doesn't buy any of this. So there's one they haven't corrupted. And Adam Marcus doesn't buy any of it either, and neither does Bobby Heckman. So, but nonetheless, I did do a little video interview with Tom Matthews, both of them, and Caroline Monroe was there, and Leslie Donaldson, and I talked to a few people like that, and that's always fun. I never thought I'd do that, but just kind of did it on the spot. But yeah, all of that pretty much ruined me wanting to get involved with any of these films anymore.
Yeah, I know.
And
It does that, I know a lot of people that have just been turned off to the whole thing because there's so much drama and chaos that they don't want to be a part of it. And it's a shame because there are people that, just genuinely want to make movies and have good
yep.
intentions and follow through with things, but then there are so many shitbags out there too that it just
Well, here's the funny
ruins it.
thing. I made peace with Rob Mahoney when he and I were at odds. I made peace with podcaster Tommy Kovac when he and I were at odds. Okay, one of the producers of 13 Fanboy, Joel Paul Rising, good guy. He's been on the show. He and I had a phone conversation about this whole thing.
Mhm.
And he went on and he read me what he wrote. He went on Debbie Sue's share horror page, which I'm blocked on. So, but nonetheless, he put a post saying that he had spoke to me and blah blah blah. Let's leave this be, let this rest. And with Troy Elke and Bobby Heckman and Scotty McCoy as my witnesses, that post was gone in less than half a day. I know Joel didn't take it down. And I don't think it was Debbie Sue. I think we all know who did that. See, they want to keep this going. So, and when I hear this bullshit about, oh, Anthony supports celebrity stalkers, well, Mr. Brad Fanjoy, come and say it to my face, please. I know he won't do that, but let's make it personal. Let's make it personal. Gee, they know what cons I'm gonna be at. Show up.
Yeah, I
Make it a
had nothing to do
Yep.
with right. I had nothing to do with 13 Fanboy. I didn't even know about it. Like I didn't donate to the campaign. I just didn't know about it, and I kind
I
of got
donated a
dragged into
lot
a
to
lot of
it.
it.
I
Yeah, I know
donated a
you did.
lot to it, and between me and Carrie Yates, I don't know why Carrie Yates got shit on so bad. She's totally innocent. But Orlando Rodriguez, come on, and it's now public now. He's the one that sent me the screenshots. Why did he do it? Because he didn't like how I was being. I wasn't even in that chat. So if he hadn't have sent that to me, I would have been dealing with a bunch of fucking two-faced people that talked one way to my face and another way behind my back.
Right. Yeah.
Don't you love that?
Yeah, yeah. No, I don't know him either. Like I have no idea who he is. I just I just
He's
I know about the
somebody that
screenshot thing and
yeah, he's somebody that appreciated me and I guess had higher morals because he felt I should know what's being said about me on that film. So, but no, I said one of my New Year's resolution was I wasn't going to talk about 13 Fanboy anymore, but I don't know. Especially talking with you about it. It's so fucking fun to make fun of this whole thing.
yeah, I didn't know if we were gonna go in that direction here because normally
Yeah.
it's a pretty straightforward thing, and then on my show we do all the dirty all the dirty stuff,
Well, isn't it
in
funny?
the second half. But
Like
yeah,
I'm apparently a stalker and you support stalkers and you're crazy, you know. That
well, they say I support celebrity stalking because I'm friends with you and because I kind of shoot all that shit down, and it's because I'm not joining in and saying, Greg is a terrible guy. It makes me a supporter of celebrity stalking. And if I don't even know who that girl is, that they're you mentioned her name a few minutes ago, but I don't even know who these people are half the time, and I'm like, like just whatever. I'm here, going along with it.
Yep. Yep. And it's funny, you know, I still haven't stalked anybody.
Yeah, I know it's just stupid
Yep.
shit that they put out there. But
It's click. It's a very click tribal uh little sewing circle. That's what it is. But
yeah,
like
yeah,
I said, I've mentioned a lot of names of people that are totally with me, and I have a lot of numbers. That's another thing. I should go through agents and managers to talk to these people. Consider that Lisa Langlois and Nancy McLaughlin, for example, are friends of mine, and they've called me. I mean, Lisa sent me a gift for Christmas. Like, really? I gotta go through agents and managers to talk to people that are my friends? Oh, yes, that's right. I'm not famous. I'm not up there where they are, so I'm not allowed to have these associations, I guess.
right, right.
Fuck them. I'll have whatever associations I want. That's how I view that. But
I think
yeah,
having me on brings the side out in you. I think.
you know what? Um, Python's not just my handle. It's I'm like a snake when I feel when people take these shots at me because you know when you step on a snake, you're going to get bit. You fuck with a snake, you're going to get bit. Leave it alone.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, most poisonous snake bites happen because people don't know how to piss off. Go away. You won't get bit. But hmm. But enough about this. As fun as it is, I got to admit though, I'm glad he has the videos because I might want a copy because I might make we can make Blu-ray copies. You know, I mean, Troy Elke thought it was great. Troy
yeah.
Elke's my brother, my manager, thought it was great. I just fucking amused. So hey, I'm glad it's out there. Keep posting. Keep posting. Keep posting. Now let's get to your toxic fandom, you know,
Okay.
because I'm going to tell you, you are a figure of controversy, and I guess you got thrown into this because uh, you are friends with me. But japers, no, I'm going to say one thing. I know you got interviewed a couple of times, and people would call in and you get trashed and this and that. I kind of dig the way you fucking laugh at it, you know? How do you keep that kind of composure?
I don't know. I mean, going into it, I knew it would be a shit show, and so I was prepared for it. And I I don't know. I guess I just knew that they were, at that time just doing it for the views kind of thing, and I knew it would stir up the shit. So I just kind of, go along with it, but it's fun now, I guess. Guess I'm used to it. People call in and we just go back and forth, and it's it's fun.
Look at us, a
Yeah.
stalker and a crazy toxic person
Yeah.
making our
Yeah. Yeah.
plans. We're so evil.
Yeah.
We're
We
so evil.
we made a show out of it. So they were saying I was toxic, and the person that was saying that since come out and apologized and made apology videos. He's been on the show with us on Friday nights, but it's the Toxic Horror Show, and he
I
comes
love
on and
it.
we make fun of it. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. Ta and I was gonna say, where did this come from? But it's obvious where this come from. You know,
Yeah.
you're just you're kind of like me with the 13 fanboy thing. You're kind of looking at this and you're saying, "Fuck this! I'm gonna laugh in its face."
Yeah, well, I mean, for some people might see this and not know, but there was a producer that was attached to some projects that I was making, and he was saying that he kind of went off the rails, and he was saying that a lot of people in the industry are toxic, and then he made a couple of videos saying that I was one of these people that were toxic, and toxic horror strikes again, and toxic horror raises its ugly head, and we just thought it was so ridiculous that we made a show out of it. We're like, yeah, we're toxic. We're the toxic horror. So it's called the Toxic Horror Show. And since then, he's been on the show with us. He's apologized live twice now on that show. He's apologized privately. He's made YouTube videos apologizing and just
You know what? I
telling people
saw
that
one
he's
of those too. I saw one of
yeah.
those, and I'm glad that he's finding some peace because I he kind of works like me. He has one of these jobs that he has various hours where he works, including
Mm,
overnights.
yeah.
So yep, and he's one of these people that also, is get put on like myself and yourself, we get put in that category of we're evil people.
Yeah,
We're
he
gonna do the
has
Doctor Evil thing. We're evil.
yeah, he's another one that has like a split kind of I don't know, fan base isn't the right word, but there are a lot of people that like him, and then a lot of
Oh, I
people that
like
don't.
him. Yep.
Yeah, he has kind of like a mixed group of following is mixed. Where some people think he's horrible, and some people think he's great or whatever.
No, no, I'm horrible. Haven't you
Oh yeah, that's
heard?
you. That's you. That's right.
I'm responsible for all things that are evil.
You're yeah. It's well, I'm your fault, and Rob's your fault, and
Yes. Yes. Just
yeah.
ask Brad Fanjoy. You know? Jeepers, it's all my fault. Every bit of it's
Brad
my fault.
Brad fan job. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. Oh boy, I knew this was gonna be fun.
Yeah, no, I figured it'd be good. Probably get a couple extra views from the locals.
Oh well, I hate beating a dead horse about it too, but you know what?
Oh,
I
let's
that
beat
did,
it.
huh? Well,
Let's beat it.
again, I when you get accused of stuff you didn't do, it pisses you off. So I'm just kind of saying fuck off. Let's go. That's
Right.
that's my attitude. Let's look at the stuff behind you. I mean, I got this fake bullshit leafy shit going on behind me, but you got some interesting posters behind you, like a Black Christmas, the original Black Christmas. I love that movie.
Yeah.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you got that there,
Yeah,
you know.
that's Texas Chainsaw is like one of my favorite movies of all time. Got that here. Season of the Witch. I love.
I've
The Thing is here. Critters, Creep
yeah,
Show, Dolls, Killer Crocodile, Slumber Party Massacre. There's a ton. I mean, there's a ton of them. Day of the Dead's around here somewhere. I think behind me. Dawn of the Dead's over here. I might have those mixed up. Monster Squad. Um,
oh, I met the Dracula from Monster Squad at Frightmare in the
oh yeah,
Falls. Oh, nice guy. Yeah,
yeah.
I had him on here and I met him. He nice guy. I didn't stalk him though. I didn't stalk him, not once.
Is I think I'm getting movies mixed up. We just saw the Mini Monsters movie, and it has a similar title. It's like
Yeah.
Monster something, where they have a mini Dracula in the movie, and that's I think I'm getting movies mixed up, but
And I've
yeah,
interviewed, I think, 4 people from Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I'm, I'm sorry, I didn't stalk any of them either.
no, I'm
I
surprised that you
didn't.
normally
I
stalk them.
mean, I know I have to explain myself to some of these morons that I didn't stalk all these people. I
You
know
should have.
that's up.
That was your chance, man. You could have
Well,
been.
yeah, 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 I know it lets him down, you know, because he wants to please the people he's trying to please.
Right, right.
But nonetheless, that is a great background that you have
Yes,
there. Yep.
thank you.
Yeah. Certainly better than my background, that's for sure. Uh,
Like
yeah.
Children of the Corn. Um, and there's just so many of them. Yeah, it's hard to see some of them because of the way the layout is. It's an actual banner behind me too. It's not green screen. I was telling you before the show off screen, but
There you go.
it's pretty cool.
Let's talk more about the Toxic Horror Show because
Sure.
yeah, I gotta listen to some of these. Now
Yeah, it's
I'm
fun. I
sure you
mean,
you guys call it the Toxic Horror Show because you guys talk about peaceful, mature things, right? That don't make
yeah,
anybody angry.
yeah. No, we never. You know, we, we never make fun of people on that show, and but no,
Never.
it's pretty out of control. So what we do is we try to keep it straightforward as much as possible for the first couple hours. Um, we do straight interviews for the most part, and then from there we go off the rails after 11. So we start at 9 p.m. Eastern, and we've done 6 hour shows each time. Besides, the first night was a 3 hour show. But yeah, this past week we had started telling you off the air, but you told me to save it for these guys on the show. But for the this last show we did, we had a guy body painting a girl on screen while we're interviewing Tracy Bird from Blitzkid, which is a popular band. And so like we have the
Okay.
leads, yeah, and he's in a gathering of none. So we have this singer songwriter on the show that we're interviewing about his shows and his music and stuff. And then at the same time we have Steve Shepard, airbrushing a girl in the background. So that was like the first part of the show, and then we interviewed this filmmaker named Sean Wright. He's an independent filmmaker, so we got to play his trailer, and then we had Steve Shepard come on and talk to us about his art and showed off everything in his house, and then we kept it civil for a bit longer on this show, longer than we normally do. It was a New Year's special, so we did a review of our favorite 2022 films, and then from there it kind of went off the records a bit, or off the
Okay.
rails a bit.
What were some of your favorite 2022 films?
I liked Everything Everywhere All at Once. I thought it
Oh,
was
that was
the
interesting. That was bonkers.
yeah, I like that. Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe. Um, Jackass Forever minus all the penises. So if we could just get rid of the penises and semen, I like the rest of it. Um, there were some movies on there. Well, Elvis. I don't know if you've seen that.
I saw Elvis, yep. I
Yeah, I
saw
had that one on
Jackass
there.
and I saw um eh, the one with Michelle Yeoh, Everything Everywhere All at Once. I saw that in the theater. I'll tell you some of the ones I liked. I loved X.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. That's on my list.
Love
I have
X.
X, Pearl, and
I love
Smile are the
Pearl.
ones I have to get caught up on.
Smile, highest grossing horror film of the year. Smile.
I haven't
And
seen it.
when I saw the trailer, I thought it was going to be stupid. It turned out to be a very intelligent horror movie.
Yeah, we have to see it. It's on the list for sure. X, Pearl, and Smile. I keep saying over and over.
Black
We
Phone.
keep end up watching. I saw it. Yep, saw it.
I
That was
enjoyed
on.
that.
That one was on Peacock. That's where I saw that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Barbarian.
That's another one that's on the list. Yeah, I have to watch that one too. I think
I
I got
inter
most of them this year, but there are a
I
few I missed.
interviewed the guy who was the barbarian in it. Of
Okay.
course, that's a male under all that female makeup, but I interviewed the barbarian. I didn't stalk him.
I was gonna say
I
now he's
Yeah,
now he's pressing
I have to
charges and
constantly mention that because there are people that's going to listen to this that's going to wonder, Jay, let's take notes. Just take notes. Who's Python going to stalk next? Talking to this toxic guy.
yeah. Tonight it's the Toxic Python show.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you
uh
go. Oh, I'm
Toxic
having a good
Paradise.
time right now, you know?
Right.
I'm having a good time right now. Other than that, like 2022, I think I had two bad things happen. Dad passed away in April, but I mean, he's not suffering anymore. And 13 Fanboy turned out to be a bad experience for a variety of reasons. But
Oh my
yeah,
God.
although it was really nice, uh, I had one or two people from 13 Fanboy did reach out to me. You know, Laura Park Lincoln sent me a very nice message because she had lost her parents uh, when she was younger. So she sent me a really nice message, you know, and I heard from Troy Elke, but nonetheless, that was hard. And but other
Yeah,
than
I'm
that, you know,
sorry to hear about that. I think I was moving, like I just moved. I went to Florida. I was there for like 5 or 6 months, and I think that's right when I left, and I was like barely on social media and stuff at that time. But sorry to hear that. My dad,
were you being toxic?
yeah, I was off stalking people, and
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
yeah,
We got to keep up
but
appearances, you know. Expectations are high on us being
yeah,
evil and
no,
toxic.
I left Facebook for like, I mean, I had a Facebook profile, but I wasn't active or on YouTube or anything for like 7 months. I just stayed away from it, went and did my own thing. And then I kept seeing like videos and posts about me. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I haven't even been around for almost a year. Like, the fuck's going on here? So, um,
Well, it's just
yeah,
like
I'm
every
back now.
time. It's just like, you know, when I hear these posts that accuse you of supporting celebrity stalkers, you know, and of course that's a jab at me,
Yeah, and it's
you know.
just so the people out there know too. It's not like a lot of people think that. It's pretty much like this one guy that keeps popping up, just being an asshole, just being a piece of shit, just saying the
Yep.
stupid stuff over and over and over and over. So it's not like people out there think that Greg Gilbert stalks celebrities and it's a big thing. It's mostly just comes from one person that's just a
Yep.
douchebag.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. But
Yeah.
nonetheless, I have got to listen to the Toxic Horror Show and see what you guys talk about, because something tells me that's going to be funny, based on some of the stuff you told me before we went live here. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
where do you come up with some of your ideas, like the airbrushing the woman and whatnot? Like, where do you come up with stuff like that to have done?
So Steve Shepard's the one that was doing that. He does it for a living. He does it full time. He just airbrushes people. So he's posting pictures of girls all the time or posting pictures of himself like half painted. And I just thought it was super cool. And I asked him to be on the show. And it just happened to line up with New Year's, and he was going to do a New Year's Eve photo shoot. So he planned on painting this girl anyway. So he was like, I'll save part of it. I'll paint most of her, but then we'll finish it up on the show because I think she was being painted for like 3 hours. So he's like, we'll line it up so that I'm live on the show painting her, and it just the timing was weird, and she had to be finished by a certain time, so it just worked out so that we had to have her on right at the beginning. So he's there painting the girl. They're on the bottom half screen. She's either naked or mostly naked, and he's airbrushing her down. And then we're doing the interview with Tracy Bird from Blitz Kid and the Gathering of None at the same time. So it just it's the Toxic Horror Show. I'm there with Mandy too. I don't know if you knew that, but we do the show together, and Mike Sankovich produces, and so we're all there. And then we have Tracy, and then we have Steve airbrushing people, and it's live, so people are commenting, and you can call into the show or whatever you want. I'm sure Jason will call in this week to ask some questions, maybe. But yeah,
Oh, about
it
how
was
many people I
just worked out.
stalked that he makes up in his head?
Yeah. But I mean, we have all kinds of people. We have filmmakers on. Crippled Cody has a show. Crippled Cody is what he calls himself, by the way. I'm not calling him Crippled Cody. It's what he calls himself. He goes by Crippled Cody. His name is Cody Corley, and he's super talented. He's a disabled guy, and he comes on the show and we talk about his disability, and they make fun of disabilities, and it's pretty intense. So if you guys are into that sort of thing, it's there
Oh
for you. It's
yeah.
pretty off the walls.
Well, yeah, I ordered this from Jason.
I wanted to show you mine. We just opened it on this past show. So I'm making a Friday the 13th fan film, and we had a custom mask made. And we just opened it on Friday, and that was the only time that I've shown it. So,
I like this. I don't regret getting it. I think
mhm.
this was from the final chapter, which is why it's so bloody. To get serious a little bit, I wish all this stuff with me didn't happen. But all joking aside, I wish it didn't happen. But it got into a place where stuff wasn't being said to me directly,
Mhm.
and yeah, that I can as Roddy Piper said, don't throw rocks at a guy with a loaded machine gun, so to speak. Don't throw
Yeah.
rocks at a glass house.
Well, you guys might be able to patch things up in time. I don't know if that's
I have a
set
feeling
or
no,
not, but
because they're involved in this business, and they're trying to get to a spot where they make money, and it's where they want to keep certain people out. People like me, people like you, people like Rob, people like Carrie, certain people they
well,
want to keep out. And quite frankly, they can't keep us out.
no, and fuck them anyway. I don't think they're all that. I don't think they're all that talented or special or any of that. So I
Well,
I mean,
I don't even want I don't even want the fame. Like I'm happy I get a job,
right?
like yeah, I do this for fun. I remember he said that whole bullshit thing would affect celebrities coming on my show. Well, last year I did my record-breaking 170 interviews. The year before that was 144. So much for. And there are people from that film that come on my show because they don't buy it.
Right.
Yep. So, am I angry about it? Yeah. Am I bitter about it? Yeah. I think I have a right to be, you know? Yep, I have a right to be. And if they don't like the stuff I'm saying, well, they kind of brought it on themselves. But I do like this, though. This is pretty cool. Some good work went into that. That is cool. But nonetheless, let's talk about some of the films you're involved with. Now, Flower
Okay.
City Butcher, I'm very interested in that. What is the state of that right now?
Right now we're working on Friday the 13th Blood Loss, and then after that we might do another short fan film, and we're kind of building up toward doing a higher production version of the Flower City Butcher, which would be an original feature film. So that's the goal. That's where we want to get to. So it's just we have a couple steps to get there, but
How
we're
much blood
working
is
on
going
it
to be lost in that Friday the 13th film? How much blood?
a
A
lot.
drop?
It's no. It's called Blood Loss for a reason. Right now the length of the film depends on how much we're able to raise through Indiegogo. So our campaign went live at midnight, and so that's active now. So it's set to run for 60 days, so we'll promote this shit out of that, and then depending on how much we're able to to raise from it, we'll either do a 30-minute film or a full length film. So right now we have, I have an idea planned for a 30-minute film, which would have a ton of kills in it. And the kills, it's, yeah, you have to have somebody on set, you have to have props, prosthetics, and fake blood and all this other stuff. So each one costs money and they take time to get it filmed depending on how elaborate the kill is. If it's an off-screen death, you can pour some blood on somebody and have them sitting there, I guess. But I want to do something a bit more special. So we'll try to do our best with it. But no, I plan on having a ton of blood in the movie. Yeah, it's Friday the 13th Blood Loss for a reason. We want to fill it up with death scenes and kills, and I think that's what people want to see from Jason Voorhees movie, especially if it's going to be 30 minutes. We want to pack it as hard as we can. So
There you go. There you go.
yeah,
Are
yeah.
you going to play Jason?
I'm playing Tina. No, it's a no. It's I'm not in the movie.
No.
No.
Well, I know you also got Batman the Killing Joke. Is that still a go?
It's another one that we put off. We might go back to that after the Flower City Butcher. So it's kind of like a distant goal. And yeah, it's just something that I've talked about with other people that were involved, and we still want to make it, but it's just not something I can look at right now. We put it off before because of all the issues we were having with the producers on it. And I don't want to rush into it and then make a shitty Batman fan film, because anybody can make a shitty Batman fan film. So
Jeepers, I think
um,
that film from the 60s with that mess was a shitty Batman film.
yeah,
Considering they were making James Bond movies at that time, that movie looked like a pajama party.
yeah. That's, I mean, pretty much they had, I don't even know what to call the outfits that they had back then, but it was pretty
Pajamas.
much, yeah, pajamas, right? Yeah,
But no, I know you took a lot of you took a long hiatus,
yeah.
and trying to regroup and figure your situation out. It must be weird when you take yourself, I mean, I can relate to this. You take yourself out of a situation and you still hear shit about yourself, you know?
Yeah, well, it's like I take myself out of it and I'm like, all right, well, have fun, guys. And then I'm watching and they're doing all the same stuff to all these other people. It was like every day or every couple days, it was like somebody new. So it wasn't just me. It was like, me. And then, I could name like 10 different names off the top of my head, but I don't want to keep dragging those people
Hmm.
into it. But it was like they would, attack me and say something about me and like I'm awful. And then 2 days later, it's like they're saying the same thing about this other guy. And it was like they were, you know, promoting these projects and then saying, you know, I support this film, you guys should donate to it, we believe in it. And then they're like, well, actually we're wrong, screw that guy, you have to go with this other director, this other filmmaker, actor, whoever they're promoting at the time. And then they try to I don't know, I they call it promoting, they try to bring attention to these people, and then they're like, oh no, I was wrong about them too, they're a piece of shit, they're a scumbag, you should actually check out this. And so it was like they were doing it over and over and over and over. And even people that they had nothing to do with, they would just go off on these tangents about how awful they are and how they're ruining the Indiegogo horror film community or something. It was just a crazy situation. And we raised, I figured it out finally. I was saying like 5,000, 7,000. We raised $8,040 for the projects that we were making, and I gave all the money back. And I proved that I gave all the money back. I shared screenshots of the refunds from Indiegogo. Everybody received confirmation emails, like the whole thing. I gave all the money back. And I was like, forget this. I want everybody to feel like comfortable with donating. They don't have to worry about losing money. Then I have these people saying like these awful things about me. So it was like, let me just start over, take a break from it, see what happens. And of course, like I just said, you see these people doing this shit over and over. And then it was never gonna end. And then
Yep.
like you said, they're making, posts about me and videos about me, and it's like you already told everybody that I'm a scumbag, and now you haven't talked to me in months, and now just out of the blue, it's like you're making a video about somebody else, but then you talk about me too, and it's like, what the fuck are you talking? Like I'm not even around. And like somebody would send me a message out of the blue and hey, have you seen this video on YouTube where they're talking about you? And it's like, why are they talking about me? Like I'm swimming in Florida in a pool somewhere, and they're talking about what an awful person I am, and I'm like, what? And then it's just like lie after lie. I'm a thief. So then I proved that I gave all this money back, and you can't dispute it. It's right there. Like
You
I
know what?
shared the screenshots.
It's just like with me, it doesn't
Right,
matter.
right,
They're
right.
not they're not going to make amends with you. You got some good people out there, like your Rob Mahoney and your Tommy Kovacs, who'll make amends. Then there's other people who will not make amends with you because a lot of it comes down to money. They think they're going to get somewhere financially with this.
Well, yeah,
That
Rob was putting a lot of that shit out there about me, and then I mean he was the one doing it, and then he came out and he was like, "Oh no, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. I apologize." He made a ton of apologies. The YouTube videos apologizing. Came on the show with us.
hmm
Called in once, then came on the show once and apologized both times. Made posts about it, and there's still people that are like, "Oh no, Rob, you're," now they're mad at Rob for apologizing. He's saying, it was wrong. And they're going, well, no, you're an awful person for saying that it was wrong. They want him to keep up with the shit. They want him to keep saying that.
Rob was being genuine,
Right,
and
right.
yep.
Can't
And
have
I
that.
think and it took a heavy burden off his shoulders, because
Yeah.
he's got other things going on with his life, like he's got his job and He's got some projects. I think he's just getting tired. Eventually I'm going to get tired of talking about the 13 fanboy thing, and I'm hoping it's after this interview. But although you make it so much fun to revisit that,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
but still, it's like there's so many more promising things in life, and
Right.
there's people out there that do appreciate us and like what we do. And I like the fact that your podcast is called the Toxic Horror Show, because it's a different spin for a podcast.
Yeah, well, a lot of these shows that I'm watching, it's like people interview each other, but it's very back and forth. Like, how old were you when you started doing this, and how much money do you want to rate? It's eventually it gets fucking boring. It's like, okay, another person making another fan film, talking about the same boring shit over and over and over and over. So instead of doing that, we're like, check out this sub that looks like a vagina. And it's like, and then people are like, whoa, wait a second. And it's fun and it's different and people can interact and be involved. It's live, so they can comment in real time, and I read the comments, and respond to everybody. They can call in. It's the same time every single week. And it's a marathon. We sit there for 6 hours and do the show. So it's like, if you're working on something at the house or working late, put your headphones in or whatever the case. We're there to keep you busy. So
I gotta
it's
listen to
it's
some of
something.
these. Yeah, I'm open to coming on the show. Sure.
I think
It's
I think you'd have a lot of fun. I
I
was
bet I
thinking
would.
about that. Yeah, yeah. It's I mean we go pretty hard. The first couple hours are straight. We have fun with it. Like, we had the body painter on and everything, but then after 11 it's like all bets are off, and we're gonna go we're gonna go all the way.
You had Troy
We made
Elke on the show before?
yeah, yeah, yeah. He had We were talking to him about this project that he wants to make about Nazis. And he was doing something in the video, and then all of a sudden the squirrel runs across him. And he's like,
Yep.
"Yeah, that's my pet squirrel. I raised those. I." he's like, "Yeah, I saved this one." So he has pet squirrels. So we have a guy with a pet squirrel on the show. You know.
Well, here's the interesting thing: is Troy's one of these people that has tried to remain neutral.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
friends with a lot of the 13 fanboy people, and
yeah.
he's friends with me. And you know what? I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah, no, because we don't care. We don't care who he's
Yeah.
friends with.
Yeah. Well, Troy has said that about you. I mean, I spoke to him about this. He said he's just so tired of it. He said that him interacting with you has got no bearing on whether he interacts with somebody else.
Right,
And yet he
right.
would get judged because he was interacting with you.
It's
And
gotta
it's
be
like,
it's gotta be fun to be friends with a guy like me, where everybody's like, oh no, he's the bad guy.
yeah,
Yeah, no. I guess it's taboo to be my friend. No, I there are people I don't like, and I've never said like, oh, you gotta stop. It's either them or me. There were
yeah,
people that I wanted to get away from because they were just annoying and just pain. People that were a pain in my ass. So, I sent him a message and I'm like, hey, maybe it's better if we just don't talk anymore. But I don't care if Troy's friends with those people, or if you're friends with people that I don't like, or whatever the
yeah,
case. I don't care. And
yeah,
I wouldn't even be talking about it anymore because I was moving past all this shit, but it's like they keep it going, and it's like I keep getting asked about it, or somebody brings something up and they're like, hey, have you seen this? Or somebody saying something in a private message, and I'm like, what the fuck, man, just let it go. And every time I talk about them, it's like this, where it's public, anybody can see it. I don't Like, fuck them.
Yep,
I don't care.
I hear stuff too. Like it comes up, and this is what the thing is when they start saying shit about me behind my back. What they don't seem to grasp, excuse me, is that it's going to get back to me.
Yeah, it always does. People send us messages and they're like, this person's talking about you, and they think that they're friends with them and that they're not gonna go off and tell somebody. But they always do, because those people that are talking about me eventually end up talking about those people that they're talking to, because they can't, it's like an illness, like they can't stop. So it's like it keeps coming back, and you try to move on and do your own thing, but it never ends with these people. And like whenever somebody sees me, doing interviews or going live, I think it keeps getting brought up. But it's because these people won't stop in the background in private messages on Facebook or publicly. I've had people making YouTube videos or going live to talk about their film, but then they talk about me. Like Steve Merlo and Michelle Blasky and John Evans they were going to do a live viewing of the Sawyer Massacre director's cut one night. They didn't show the movie at all, and they talked about me for like a half hour. The whole show was like an hour long, and they talked about me for a half hour. They were talking about the Toxic Horror Show. Meanwhile, we're live on the Toxic Horror Show, and so it's just sending people to our show to see what we're doing. Yeah, you're a wrestling fan. You know about the infamous Mankind was going to win the world title, and it was pre-recorded, and
Mhm.
WCW was live, and the commentator said, "Oh, you don't want to watch that show because Mankind's going to win the title." And everybody switched over to that show to see Mankind win the fucking title. That's what it
Yep.
was. It was like they're going live. And they're like, "Oh, you don't want to see the Toxic Horror Show because they're doing this funny shit." And so then people are coming over to see what we're doing, and we have a squirrel, and we have a body painter. We're showing vagina subs, or yeah. But it's crazy. It's like just they can't stop. And then I mean they'll go back and they'll comment on a video from 2 months ago that was already beat to death, but then they'll go back and like, well, we told you, blah 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 blah. And it's like, have you ever heard somebody like say something in response to something that you said like months ago, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, you don't even remember saying it half the time. But that's what they do. They go back and it's like they rewatch the videos, and then they're like, oh, and one more thing, and it's like, oh, fuck you. Like, who cares? Like, it's
Yep.
crazy. It's
Well, what else do you got that you're promoting?
right now, just blood loss. So it's our Indiegogo campaign went live January 1st.
Hmm.
I took all of the feedback and criticism from the other Indiegogo campaigns that we had and just applied it to this. So I'm only promoting blood loss. I'm not mixing it up and promoting other projects. I mean, if somebody else is working on something, I'll mention it on the show, play trailers for them or whatever, but
Hmm.
I'm not involved or attached to anything besides blood loss. So my focus is just there. We're trying to film in 2023 so that we can get it out as soon as we can. And that's it. And then from there, we'll just decide what the next step is, depending on how successful the campaign is for this project. We'll be able to maybe reproduce the results and make another fan film. And from there, go into production on the Flower City Butcher, so we'd have a campaign for that and then move forward with it. And that's the goal, is just to get to that. But yep,
How's Mandy?
good. She had some health issues before she had COVID, and
Oh,
yeah, she was bad. Like she had to be resuscitated at one point, and it was fucking awful. But now she's doing well. She's kicking, having fun,
does she do
helping
the
me
Toxic
promote.
Horror Show with you?
Yeah, she's on every week, and we all go at it. Like it's it's pretty fun time. Yeah, she's live with me, sitting next to me with this background behind us, and we're talking about all the same stuff, vagina subs and whatever.
Well, the night that you were talking to me, like where you sent me the, because I know that you and her were commenting on 13 Fanboy. Was that a topic? Was 13 Fanboy a topic on the Toxic Horror Show?
Remind me, what was it? What was it exactly? I don't.
Remember you tagged me that you were watching 13 Fanboy and
Yeah.
I think she made a comment or something like that.
Oh, I don't even know if the show started at that point. It might have
Okay.
been right around that time, but no, we were just up looking for something to watch, and I was watching um independent films. So I watched Clowns in the Woods, and then I think there's a Halloween fan film that was terrible that I that I watched. There was a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, fan film called Leather that we watched. And then the 13 Fanboy just popped up on Tubi, so I was like, all right, let's give it a shot. So the opening credits came up and I saw Greg Gilbert and I was like, oh, and I took a picture and uploaded that to Facebook. And that's all that was. And
Yep.
neither one of us like enjoyed the movie that that much. So I think that's why she said whatever it was. But
I liked
um
the movie, but like I said, I just wish the experience was a little more dignified for me, but
right.
yeah.
I don't know if we've ever mentioned 13 Fanboy. We might have because of the Jason Bradford comment, but I don't know for sure. I mean, we do 6 hour shows and we talk about everything. So
Well, you want
there
me to
might
tell
have
you
been a
what
point
I
where I was
don't
like,
get? Like, number one, I'd like to see it released on Blu-ray. Number two, release it uncut. And I know Debbie Sue said something about not wanting it to be any more than what was it, 90 minutes or something like that, or something to that effect. But look at Terrifier 2. It's 2 hours and 20 minutes or something to that effect. And it's like that made what 10 or 11 million dollars. Damien Leone did something right with that film.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I saw
So
that in theaters.
I wish
The,
I could have saw it in theaters.
saw it at a late night show the night before Halloween. So it was like perfect. We were I was with Mandy and there were just two other people in the theater. And so it was almost like, we had it to ourselves and it was fun. Good movie.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, there's some good stuff out there, But no, I'm be more than happy to come on your show and talk and we could talk about stalking and being toxic and
Yeah, no,
plotting.
I think you'd have a lot of fun on the show. It's
I
kind of like what we're doing now, but just turned up more. And then there's more people involved in the show, and you get comments from different people, and yeah, it's pretty fun. And I mean, we play videos during the show too that we make beforehand. We share pictures that we have, and yeah, there's a lot to it in the 6 hours that we do. Just the intro. You'll like the intro. Just the before the show starts, we have a video that plays, and if you haven't seen it, I don't want to spoil it, but you'll get a kick out of it.
Well, you know what? I gotta check this out. How many
Yeah,
episodes you got up for it right now?
just five, just
5?
five. But it's yeah, but
Okay.
it's 6 hours an episode. So I
Well,
think
you know what? I've had this said, you know, uh, my interviews are often so long, short and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna deal with the fucking millennials who can't sit still.
right.
Like if I don't finish something, I go back to it. And a
Yeah, we have
6 hour toxic horror show. Okay, you know what? When I go for a walk around the block, I can listen to that. If anytime, like if I'm working on something, I want to have something in my earphones. There you go. I'm all for it. I like it.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
just
like them short.
no, it's five episodes, but it's 27 hours worth of worth of toxic horror show because it was 6 hours for four of the shows and then three for the first episode. So 27 hours worth of over 27 hours worth of toxic horror show. And we'll take clips from it, put out some smaller videos just so people can get highlights if they want, but we go pretty hard for the whole 6 hours. So and people sit through it and they seem to like it. So hopefully we're doing something right. Try to keep up the momentum from week to week. In 27 hours straight. So.
There you go. There you go. Anything else you want to promote on here before we sign off?
I don't have much, just blood loss. If you guys can check it out, consider donating. We have a bunch of awesome perks. I try to add as much value to the campaign as possible. Like instead of just getting a Blu-ray, you'll get a Blu-ray with maybe a poster and an IMDb credit and a shout out and some other stuff that we try to throw in and package together for the same price that or cheaper than you would get from most other campaigns that I went and compared to. So I tried to do as much as I could for it and tried to offer as much value as possible. But that's about it. If you guys could share the links for it, that helps a lot. But that's all I have right
You
now. Just that and the Toxic Order show.
feel free to post the link on my page.
Okay. All
Yep.
right.
No,
All right.
seriously, feel free to post it on my page,
Right.
Yep. Yep. Post it on my page. And you find that with everything that's gone on with you, you think it's going to be hard to raise the money, or do you think that the reputation that you gain through all this controversy will actually help you? Because sometimes, they say bad publicity could still be good publicity.
I think it's a trade off. Like, I think there are people out there that are just going to tell people that I'm a scumbag and not not to do anything with me. But then there's this whole other group of people that are like, don't care what these assholes are saying and they just want to
Yeah.
support and be a part of something. And we offer, like I said, like we're offering a real value with most of the, I mean, all of the perks. I went through and compared and tried to give people more than they would get from other campaigns. I've proven that people's donations are safe. We can't profit from this either. That's another thing. So I mean, it's a fan film, so we can't legally profit from that. I know other people are sketchy with it. Maybe they pocket a couple bucks. We don't do that. All of the money is going toward equipment, props, maybe some gas for some of the actors that have to drive in. But that's it. We have a certain we're putting 65% of the money toward the production of the movie. 10% goes to Indiegogo, and then 15% goes to fulfilling perks, and then the rest of it goes to shipping and handling, packaging. So that's it. I mean, we don't. I'm not paying bills with the money or anything. It's an easy way to get uh, an IMDb credit if you've ever wanted to get involved with movies. You can get your song in the movie. Um, you can be in the movie and get killed in the movie. There's all kinds of cool stuff, and it's a way for people to get into it with us. So it's not just my project or anything. There are a lot of good people involved. We have amazing actors attached to it. Madison Zabawa, Maximilian Powers, Anthony Creek, Jamie Morgan, Bill Smith, and we're getting more people attached to it too. But yeah, it's looking good right now. It's just the campaign went live at midnight. It seems to have a lot of interest. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think we'll be all right.
Well, let's hope so.
Yeah.
And yeah, let's hope that prove people wrong and make a film and put yourself on that right track.
Yeah.
I think you
Yeah.
get a creative mind. Like I said, I like what you're doing with the podcast. You're just throwing it right back and just owning it. I love that. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
Uh,
running a successful campaign that actually follows through and delivers on perks and things that some other campaigns aren't doing. Some of them are, there are good people out there. There's so many people that just don't follow through with sending out the Blu-rays, the posters, the T-shirts. When somebody gets an IMDb credit from us, we submit the information right away. So if you donate for a producer credit, you don't have to wait a year or 2 years. Like, you get that right away. You'll have your own IMDb profile, and you'll have that official credit on the movie as soon as possible. So I think just being on top of stuff like that might go a long way too, because I think people feel a sense of risk when they donate to the project. Sometimes they don't know if the perks are actually being fulfilled, but we stay on top of it. That's important to me. I appreciate all the support from people that donate and share the campaign and just reach out and say, good luck or whatever it is. So I try my best to take care of everybody. The backers are important to me. The actors are important to me. Guys like Greg Gilbert are important. He allows me to be on the show and to promote the project, and I appreciate the support.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I appreciate you too, and I'm glad we were able to reconnect and yeah, join in this whole toxic bullshit going on. You know what? In the end, we're gonna be fine.
Yeah, no, I
In
know,
the end,
I
we're
know.
going to be fine.
I feel
You
fine
know?
now. I mean, I felt fine for a while now. It's not, it kind of wore off because again, it's like these people just keep going at it with so many different people, and they're making so many different enemies, and it's like
Yeah.
pretty soon they're gonna be they're gonna bury themselves, which is I think what's happening right now, where they're trying to scratch and claw their way out of it, but they've burned so many people that it's how do you get come back from that? So good luck.
Well, you know what? We got a lot of good things going on, and yeah, I wish you all the success with that. Feel
Thanks.
free to post it on my Facebook page. You got my permission.
Thank you.
Yep,
Thank you.
absolutely. And yeah, I love to come on your show. Well, I'll have to check my schedule, but you got was it Friday night?
Yeah, 9 p.m. Eastern is when it starts, but
That'd be
if you're
10
busy at
o'clock my time. Yeah.
yeah,
If it's not an overnight for me, then I could probably do it. So,
hmm
yep.
yeah, you'll have fun. It's a
Oh
fun
yeah,
show.
I got no doubt. I got no doubt. If it's not an overnight and if I don't have to get up for an 8 o'clock shift the following day, yeah, I could probably make that work. But yeah, absolutely. Well, Anthony, I appreciate you coming on here, not just for your second time, but you're my first interview of 2023. I wish you a happy new year,
Thank
and
you.
let's hope that 2023 well, it was a few bad things. 2022 wasn't that bad. I got a lot of
Right.
stuff I was fond of, but let's hope that 2023 will be better for us.
Yeah. Agreed.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you continue to expose the toxicity and the horror films. Oh, and by the way, did you hear that Jennifer Lawrence is the first female action star?
Yeah, I did. I'm pretty excited about that. When I was watching Resident Evil and Alien and some other films, I couldn't help but think like how amazing it would be if there was a female action star, and finally we have Jennifer Lawrence. So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, Sigourney Weaver, I think, was responded to that saying, "Thanks to Jennifer Lawrence, because she would have never have gotten Alien."
Yeah, yeah,
See, Jennifer Lawrence reminds me of the very kind of people that we fight against.
yeah, yeah.
People that got bloated fucking egos.
When I was watching GI Jane, I just couldn't help but think of how much better the movie would be if there was a female action star in the lead.
Yeah. Gee, it's G.I. Jane now just makes me think of Will Smith. Fuck.
Well, when I was watching Underworld, I couldn't help but think. There's so many movies with female action leads in them.
Yep. Yep. And Jennifer decided to try to reel that back, but
I mean,
yeah.
a lot of the stuff Jamie Lee does in the Halloween films would probably count as action. I think.
Well, she
You
was action in True Lies, so there you go.
know,
There you
yeah,
go. You know, it's Linda Hamilton, the Terminator,
yeah, yeah.
Uma
There's
Thurman and Kill Bill, I mean,
never seen those. Just kidding. Never heard of them.
it's like, yes, Jennifer Lawrence, please tell us how important you are again.
Thank God for the Hunger Games.
Thank goodness, And I only like the first two of those.
Yeah, I watched the first one, liked it. The second one, I was like, it's kind of different. I watched it, and then the third one, I think I tried to watch, but I went off and did something else. I haven't been back to finish it in a couple of years.
Well, you know what? They did nothing like there was characters they just kind of left in limbo in those. Like, I really like Jenna Malone in Catching Fire. She was really friggin' cool, and they do next to nothing with her in those following two movies, and I'm like, maybe it's because Jennifer Lawrence had to be the action star.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, can't have Jenna Malone steal that spotlight.
Yeah. Oh, the first one I think was good. The second one kind of I felt like just brought it in a different direction, and I was like, I don't know about this." And then by the time that third one came out, I was like, I don't even know what's going on. I don't even know what this movie is about at this point.
Yeah, but thanks to those movies, Jennifer Lawrence paved the way for all females.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I was laughing when I heard that, but she kind of reminds me of some of the people that we deal with
Yeah,
online.
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Just delusional.
Yep.
Just forgetting about everything else besides themselves, and then it's like, oh, wait a minute, there are other people here too that like see that see what's going on, and then how do you explain that? So
There you go.
yeah, yeah.
Well, there you go. Absolutely. Well, you know what? I appreciate you coming on here today. My first interview of 2023, and I wish you well. And we will stay in touch.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to get ourselves an intervention, to keep us from stalking and being toxic. I think there's going to have to be an intervention, because we're 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 just bad people. We are. We're so bad.
I think it'd be fun to do a toxic paradise show or toxic Python hour or something. We got to do something. It's gonna be. We'll figure it out. It'll be good.
Oh, we could do that right on your show.
Yeah.
Frig, you got we could dish on it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've been shit on enough as why it's time for me to pull my pants down, shit back.
Yeah.
I'll make
Yeah.
sure I'll make sure I have some Taco Bell first.
Yeah, it's so we're the Toxic Horror Show on Rabbit and Red. So if you go to YouTube, it's just Rabbit and Red Radio Toxic Horror Show, and it's on Friday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern. We just hit 1,000 subscribers too, so we're happy
You got
about
more
that.
than
But
me. There you go.
yeah,
I haven't hit those. I haven't hit those 4 digits yet.
yeah.
But then again, I don't know how hard I try either. My responses are good though, so you know, there you go. Anyway, Anthony, happy new year to you. Best
Thank you,
of luck in 2023. And
thank you.
yeah, absolutely. And we will stay in touch. And yeah, God bless you. And yeah, this was a lot of fun.
Good. Thanks so
Would you
much.
mind doing a plug for my show before you before you take off?
Yeah, this is Python's Paradise with Greg Gilbert, and it's the best show on the planet. So check out his other interviews and support as much as possible. Greg's a great guy. I've known him for a while now, and it's not just on screen, off screen. He's a great guy too. And I appreciate all the support, and I think he's been a great friend and a great acquaintance and personal uh, companion. Can't say enough good things about Greg and his show. So if anyone out there is interested in being on the show, or if Greg reaches out to you, I suggest that you work with him for sure.
And let's not forget, come to us for all your stalker and toxic needs.
Yeah. Yep.
On that note, Anthony, I bid you a wonderful day.
You too. Thank you so much.
You take care.
All right.
Bye-bye.